Welcome Lisa Reed, Marva Elward, and Joan Bryant to Parties Extra. We are at the Oklahoma's video studio to talk about the Symphony Show House. I'm Helen Ford Wallace. Joan, you've got some history on this house.
I do.
So fill us in.
In 1907, Lizzie Swisher came to Oklahoma City to help orphans. She had that as her mission. She went door to door in Mesta Park and gathered money and had one home after another. They built a brick home, which is now going to be our show house. So she had a vision to take care of youngsters. And over the years, the Sunbeam Home has changed to foster care and elder care and all sorts of different, but that's how it began. And then 41 years later, Mary Ruth Ferguson started collecting money in Mesta Park in Heritage Hills area to support our symphony. So that connects those two. And now Marva, with Midtown Builders, has a project to turn that property, the Sunbeam Home property, into apartments, affordable housing in the Mesta Park area. So these three women have a history of service to our community.
What's that address?
620 Northwest 21st Street.
So that's where all this
That's
is located.
where you can come to see, yes.
Well, that's fascinating.
It is, and it's called Sunbeam because of Nellie Talbot. There was a song, I Am a Little Sunbeam, and so the people at the Sunbeam Home called all of the children Sunbeams. That's how it got its name.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that sweet?
That's a good story. So is it all apartments, Marva?
It is. 13 apartments.
13 apartments, okay. And so all your designers are going to be decorating?
They are. We have 14 firms, and about 25 different individual designers that are represented. They don't even have to coordinate with each other this year. They don't have to make sure that their space matches the space next to them because they get to do it all on their own. And so we're going to see a lot of creativity.
That is kind of amazing. And so you walk in and there's a big area. So walk us through there.
Well, you walk in, and the building was built in what?
1920.
Mm-hmm. See, she's good, isn't she? And so it's kind of that classic architecture, red brick, cast stone. So you walk in, you're not in a really large foyer, but you walk in, then there's two wings, and at the end of one wing would have been the dining room for the children. And then the other way was the library and the boardroom and some offices, and now all those are apartments. Then on the second floor, I think in the beginning it would have been the children's rooms and bathrooms, and now all of those are apartments. And then there was an attic that Sunbeam used to store clothing and adoption records, and so we've turned that into an apartment. And so
in the basement.
And then, and Lisa's right. There was a workshop and storeroom in the basement, but the basement has really large windows in it, Helen, so we decided that we could do 2 apartments down there.
Oh my gosh.
And so,
well, how interesting that is. And you've left some of the original things there. The
all
original tile, wood.
All the windows are original. A lot of the doors are original. We've left tile where there were what we probably call like group bathrooms for the kids, and so there were some large pieces of tile that were original to the building, and people said, well, you're going to take those out, and I said, no, I want to leave them so people could kind of feel like what it felt like when the kids were here. And there are 8 skylights, and some of them had been covered over, and we refurbished them and put the covers back on them, so now you can kind of see how it felt when the children lived there.
So this is really this is going to be a wonderful show house.
It really is.
With everybody having their own space and their own, I love this. People are going to love to come to this.
It's going to be a showstopper. So I think it's the perfect mix of that historic charm with the modern elements of new construction. So it's a really fun combination, and our designers are having a really good time with it as well.
Are they done? Are they through?
We wish.
So when is the show house?
So this year, as you know, it's typically a Mother's Day tradition. For 45 years, the Symphony Show House has been a Mother's Day tradition in Oklahoma City. And Mother Nature herself had something to say about that this year, and we will actually be ending the Symphony Show House on Father's Day. So we're testing out June. We're doing a lot of experiments this year with the Symphony Show House. So maybe June will be the magical date that Show House works even better in. So it's going to be June 8th through the 16th this year. So it will only be 9 days. In the past, it's been a couple of weeks. So it'll be shortened just a little bit. But our hours are 11 to 7 every single day.
11 to 7 every single day. And so do you have a boutique?
We do. We have a boutique in one of the apartment units, and we also have another pop-up shop with the Black Scintilla. So they'll be in what will eventually be Marva's office in the building. And then some of our designers are doing take-home items in their spaces. So they're using their closets and everything so that you can walk out the door with something that moves you and that you want to put in your house.
A pop-up shop. That's pretty fun. That's really kind of cool. Yeah. Okay, and so what about preview parties? Are you having parties there? Are you having?
So we are. Our designers are revealing their spaces this Sunday to a group of our patrons and donors and to a group of their customers. And then we're having our patron party on Friday the 7th.
So that's coming right up.
It is.
You
It
all.
is almost there.
It is. We're almost there. So everybody's scrambling to get the property ready.
And how about volunteers? I mean, you usually have lots of volunteers, so tell us about that.
We typically have about 200 volunteers for the Symphony Show House. Our designers are actually taking the lead this year, and so they will be staffing the house for every single shift. We're excited to try that new experiment. And then our volunteers will be in support of our designers. And so we don't have quite as many volunteers as we usually do, but we are still filling shifts, and so if somebody's interested, they can visit our website. We've got a link on there to sign up to volunteer.
13 designers.
Yes, 13 design firms. We have about 25 designers participating.
Got it.
Among all the firms.
Got it. Well, tell us about some of the rooms, the houses, the apartments.
Well, that's a good question.
So one of the rooms on the second floor had a sunroom that's over a portico, and it's only windows. It has no walls at all. And so that one I expect is going to be pretty spectacular. It's just finished, and our designer just started moving in. But she mentioned the skylights. I mean, every unit has light galore, even the basement and
Marva, do you go check
the
on
attic
them all the
spaces.
time? I'd be over there looking to see what they were doing.
I'm over there a lot because we're still painting and they're trying to move in, and but they've been troopers through this whole thing. It's been less than ideal conditions for them because Lisa was kind enough not to say it, but the basement's flooded twice, and so we had to take out cabinets and sheetrock and actually excavate around the basement and waterproof the basement and put the cabinets back in, and
Got it all done though.
well, we're still working on it.
So for our designer reveal party on Sunday, they may get a reveal of a little bit more of the behind the scenes than people would typically see during a party, but that's okay.
That's okay.
They get to see everything that goes into making the show house what it is.
So sometimes you all have the neighborhood. You invite the neighborhood over. You do that too?
We're in a fairly populated area, and so we're extending a few invitations. Marva's actually hosting an event for part of the neighborhood, right?
I think we plan on it. We're not, we've inconvenienced a lot of people trying to get this done. Joan was teasing me about the lack of a front yard earlier today, and so I do think that the neighbors and some of our residents around the area certainly deserve to come see it. I mean, that was how I met these ladies, was because I've always thought Sunbeam Family Services was a special group, and then when we were given the opportunity to buy their old campus when they were moving over to 14th and Classen, I wanted people to see what we had done with their building. And so I thought working with Joan and with Lisa and some of the other wonderful people I've met was just the perfect thing to promote what the Orchestra League has
Really?
done.
That's perfect.
And
it's a fit.
for the neighborhood
It
to
is a
see what the
major-
building could be.
And the neighborhood is charming too,
Is
just
it?
driving through it, the
Aw.
houses and things. So it's just a beautiful spot.
And parking, how are we going to do the parking?
So now that we are out of school, Wilson Elementary, which is catty corner, has graciously allowed us to use their parking lot. There is parking behind Sunbeam, but they also share that with the ART, which is some shared office space. So that will be occupied some, but there is street parking that is plentiful.
So-
but quite a bit.
Great.
We counted the units over at Wilson, and
There's 40-something spaces there.
And it's just a short walk.
That's awesome.
Half a block.
Yeah,
So
it's
that's
ideal.
good.
It's ideal.
So, and this benefits, what does it benefit?
So it benefits the Oklahoma City Philharmonic and music education. Many times when people think of the OKC Phil, they think of the classics or the Pops concerts at the Civic Center, but what they don't know is that we have 18 education programs that reach more than 30,000 people. There's 12,000 kiddos who get to attend concerts for free every year as part of our outreach programs. And we have 130 schools that are depending on us to keep music alive in the classroom. So we're really proud of our joint music education programs and the impact that we have on the community
Oh my
each year.
gosh, I
And that
guess.
is what that's what the Symphony Show House supports every year.
So do you all have sponsors? Do you have?
We do. We're very grateful to have some sponsors, but now our effort is switching to ticket sales. So we hope that everybody will come and join us. Right now they can buy tickets for $15.
Where?
At OKCOrchestraLeague.org at the Philharmonic's offices. And then we have a number of other ticket outlets as well. Mathis Brothers will be doing their special. You should see their commercials come up shortly that tell what their prices are and where you can get those, of course, with them. And then once the tours open, it will be $20
At the door.
at the door. Yes.
So that's exciting.
It's
you
well
all.
worth it. 13, I mean, what other property can you get? 13 living rooms, 13 kitchens. I
So
mean,
you're expecting lots of people.
there is a lot of interest in both this property and a lot of excitement in the area. There's certainly plenty of shops and entertainment and restaurants, and so people can come out and make a day of it.
And it's special that we're open until 7 o'clock. So if someone's working downtown on their way home, they can stop by the show house.
Oh my gosh. So is there tea room? Do we have tea room?
Nope, no tea room this year, but lots of restaurants around. They can go and have dinner or grab some lunch.
Okay. Well, anything else, you all? Anything else about the history that we fit?
Well, like we started off with helping orphans in the Oklahoma City area, and then things went to foster care, so that changed a bit, so they help transition kids into foster care. And then there's the elder abuse problems that everyone has in their community, and so Sunbeam also moved into that area. So it has evolved since Lizzie started this in 1907. They're still helping people, families, and the community. And it's had such good community support over the years too, so which is always a plus.
That and the show house has had good community support too.
That's right.
We're very grateful.
So what else about the show house? Anything else?
I mean, I just think it's really unique and special, and we're trying a few new things along with the designers really taking the lead on things. We're adjusting our designer sales system. Children are free. We started that a few years ago, where children are more than welcome and at no charge in the house. And we've just got quite a few new and experimental things. So we are trying to grow and evolve with the times, just as Sunbeam and the Orchestra League and the Philharmonic have done. And we hope everybody will like all of our changes.
They will love them. How about you, Marva? Anything else about your building?
I'm really excited that we can show it off and have quality designers stage the apartments and put their touches on it. I tell people I don't know if it will ever look as good as it will again after the show house, but I'm excited for them because I think it will appeal maybe to an audience that hasn't always been show house attendees. It might appeal to some younger people moving into the neighborhood or would like to live in our part of town, and I think it shows that there is something for everyone. So I'm very anxious to see the reception we get.
That's awesome. Well, thanks, Lisa, Marva, and Joan for coming in. We're so happy you took time to tell us about the Symphony Show House, and this Oklahoma City tradition continues. Viewers, check out the very special house. Check out the history that makes it so special. Plus, you might want to get some great ideas for decorating your own home. Enjoy this wonderful fundraiser. Thanks, you all.
Thank you.